Hey guys, welcome back to Words of Weather, the show all about weather. I'm Zack Duhaime, and today we're going to be talking about this right here, cut-off low pressure systems. And it's not something that comes up in the weather world all the time, but we're actually in this weird setup where a cut-off low pressure will be affecting basically everyone in the United States, at least the continental United States. And basically, without getting super technical, cut-off low pressure system is, well, cut off from the pattern. And all that means is it's basically stuck in its place for a long period of time, which can mean lots of rain, lots of wind, and just basically the same type of weather for days and days because the low just doesn't want to go. And I'm going to show you what happens with it, good and bad, and what it kind of does to our overall pattern, because it does do kind of a little maneuvering with the overall pattern due to the kind of stationary low pressure system. Again, that's a generic one, but this is also what's actually we're seeing right now. This is again April 28, 2014. It's a Monday morning, and I'm hoping to have this out later today. And I want to show you, this is the cutoff low pressure system. Now, this is the 500 millibar. So without getting too technical, this is basically the upper atmospheric levels. And this is just showing you wherever you see a circle like this, especially the red, that's a low pressure system in the upper atmosphere. And this is basically stationary cutoff low pressure. And I'm going to just keep advancing this because I'm going to have about 6 of the same slides here, guys. And it's not like I'm repeating myself with the slides. They're actually the same, they're the same setup, different days, because like I said, it's the pattern's basically in a holding pattern, so it's going to stay the same for days. And again, I'm just going to keep moving this along, move this along. And what I want to show you is, especially in this image right here, you can see the big circulation. So you see the big circle. Here's the cut. So this is a closed low pressure, which means it's basically strong. You can have like the lines of pressure there, but when you see it close off like that, it's a fairly strong low pressure. And this is just sitting here. But what I want to point out is this is the jet stream. So this is the storm. This is your vortices. So this is your energy being pulled into it. So you can see how you obviously have pockets of energy here, all the yellow and oranges. But the jet stream, remember, the jet stream is a flow of wind in the upper atmosphere that moves whether from west to east or from left to right on your screen. I say that a lot of shows just so people don't get confused. And in this map here, the jet stream is kind of doing this. Now, that's not it's not rare to do that, but the difference is this storm is not riding the jet stream. Once the storm rides the jet stream, all it has to do is shoot along it and move out to sea. Move nice and easy. But what happens is this storm is sitting here out of the jet stream, so there's nothing to move it. And with the high pressure and the low pressure over here, it's basically just staying there. It's literally stuck. So this is not moving for days, and we're going to see severe weather in the Midwest. You've seen it over the weekend. I'll talk more about that a little later in the show. And this is because the storm is just not moving. It's picking up lots of steam, and it's a fairly strong low pressure system for, over the land. Obviously, over the water, you can get a strong low pressure system. And again, even this is 48 hours from now. Yep, still sitting there, nothing moving. So like I said, this is a really strong storm that's just sitting over the same area for days and days. And unfortunately for us in the Northeast and Connecticut, we're going to see this pattern change come midweek with a lot of rain, because again, this pattern can't really move because the storm is just stuck. Now this is the surface map. So this is the snow right here, actually some light snow, and here's the rain. And this is actually severe weather, guys. I was talking about it earlier. This is severe weather. They had lots of storms in Arkansas, in Minnesota, in Missouri, and all that stuff. And it's a bad situation, guys. Deadly tornadoes, and this is what's coming due to the storm. It's stuck here. You got the warm and cold air, and I'll get into that again a little bit later. But that's the severe weather threat for today, and then tomorrow we'll keep moving along. Again, Connecticut's here, so this is the East Coast. Connecticut's here, and watch as the storm just moves right towards us. This is 72 hours, so this is about Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Heavy rain comes. Again, the storm is actually a double low, just moving on north, very, very slow. And then I'll zoom in. Actually, 78 hours, another 8 hours later, still sitting there, still raining over Connecticut. Again, Connecticut's right there, still raining over us. So this would be a Tuesday night through probably most of Thursday into early Friday event of rain, because again, this low pressure is not going to move. And this is a tighter view, and this is 70 hours out. So this is showing you May 1st. So this is like late in the week. And again, same thing, Thursday, Friday, heavy rain. And it's going to do, I would say, Tuesday night. Anyway, through early Friday morning, we can be seeing rain, and that's due to the cutoff low pressure not moving. And also, so basically that's why we're going to be seeing a lot of rain this week. So besides the cutoff low pressure, this is what actually happened earlier over the weekend. This is why we're seeing severe weather. We're seeing a huge tornado outbreak, severe weather outbreak, and this is right here a classic setup. You have, without getting ridiculously technical, I put the numbers up here so you can see the temperatures for yourself. You have the warm front that moved through, so you see 60s, 70s, mild there. You have dew points in the 60s and 70s, which means lots of lift in the atmosphere, very moist, unstable atmosphere. And that cold front, look at that. You see the low pressure there? And that cold front, very powerful. So you go from 60s to 40s, 70s to 40s, and that's your cold front. And in between is called the warm sector of the storm. The warm front moves through, you get the warm air, the cold air is behind it, but in the middle of the storm is where you're going to see storms fire. And that's when we've seen tornadoes, we've seen severe weather, wind gusts, rain, everything possible severe weather we've seen in this situation down, here's Texas, obviously, and Arkansas, Missouri, and Nebraska, and it's been very devastating. And here's actually a tighter image of the storm system. Like I said, here's a low pressure system, and you can see just the classic, it almost looks like a blizzard or a hurricane, the classic eye hook with it wrapping around. So this is a zoomed in view of the storm in the Midwest, and again, that's how powerful this storm really is. Here is the Storm Prediction Center's severe weather outlook, the convection outlook for the day. And yeah, see, when you see this, the moderate threat, that's a pretty significant sign to me and to most meteorologists. There could be some devastating weather, including devastating tornadoes within this area. Slight risk again, that's your more general. The moderate risk, and there actually may be a high risk upgraded later on today. This is for very strong storms, tornadoes, and everything. And it's a very dangerous situation, I feel, and my prayers go out to everyone in the Midwest because there's going to be more deadly tornadoes today and even tomorrow into Wednesday of April. And also, quickly, this is also a map. This actually I drew myself. Here's a tornado in Mayflower. This was Arkansas, actually Connecticut's own storm chaser, Quincy Vagel. He's a meteorologist. I've had him on the show before, and he actually may have got footage of this tornado. He's a storm chaser now, and he's out in the Midwest chasing this, and it went right in this path line, and there's been reports of devastating damage, and I'm pretty sure actually got images or a video of this tornado. So I'm going to try to talk to him a little bit later in the few weeks about this tornado. But again, right there, that's a classic setup and classic sign on base velocity mode in the radar for a strong tornado impacting the area. On my last slide of the day, it's very hard to see. I understand it's a dark screen against a dark background, but here's a tornado. You see it right here. That's your tornado. And this is from the one in Arkansas. And the one thing I want to point out quickly is that a tornado is scary, guys. It really, I mean, as a meteorologist, future meteorologist, I really want to see one. But something like this, a tornado at night, I can't even imagine dealing with that. I'm talking wind, obviously it sounds like a freight train, but you can't see anything, and all of a sudden it just basically, it just gets really nasty. And I feel really bad for everyone has to deal with this, because tornadoes are bad, but tornadoes at night are very, very, very dangerous because you can't see them. You're kind of just guessing and playing Russian roulette, more or less, with where to go to be safe. So guys, hope you liked my show. I know it went in a little different direction, and so the cutoff low, now severe weather, but it's all related. And this is overall what the pattern is going to do. I also see temperatures getting a little bit milder in a few weeks, and we could be looking at mild weather coming in the next few weeks. So hopefully we'll get out of the 40s and 50s of this cool pattern. We'll get into the 60s and maybe even low 70s in a few weeks. So this time, guys, I'm Zack Duhaime, and this is Word of Weather.